seems real confident. She's prancing around the house like a reindeer.
I'm gonna be honest, I hope she goes home.
What's he gonna do?
I have a rose.
The fallout of Cassidy will continue on Clayton's season of The Bachelor, and we are here to react to next week's episode. Hey guys, and welcome back to another shared news. We've got to talk about The Bachelor because not next week, but the week after is going to get very, very crazy. And before we get into it, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you never miss out on any future videos. As always, I am your host and Bachelor expert, Zachary Reality, joined by the lovely Gianna Gravalese. Gianna, we have not talked all week. What did you think of this week's episode and how the season is going?
Oh my God, this week's episode honestly makes up for all of Michelle's season. You know, all of Michelle's season. Zach, you and I have been getting dragged in the comments for saying that we felt like her season was boring, but I'm sorry. Like, a lot of people are also agreeing with us saying that it was boring because it was boring. I mean, a season that's classy has no drama. That's perfectly fine, but it is boring. So the fact that we were only on episode 2 in Clayton season and all of this stuff unfolded, I mean, my jaw was on the ground. I was screaming at my TV. Like, I was like, I need to go make some snacks or something because I just couldn't even believe what was actually going on. I think it's by far like one of the craziest plot lines we've had in a long time.
Yeah. Well, the drama just really started. I felt like night one, it was just like, here are the ladies. And then week 2, it was like, boom. Like both of the group dates had so much going on. And there's so many front runners. And then there's everything with Cassidy playing out on social media, everything going on with Shanae, or should I say Shanae, Elizabeth, Kate. I mean, there is so much going on. We're going to talk about it as we go through these clips because we all know what happened and I want your hot takes, but let's just start reviewing the clips. We have quite a few to get through. Let's start off with this first one. It's going to be a little bit of a Cassidy cliffhanger.
Some of this is a game for her that she wants to win.
She seems real confident. She's prancing around the house like a reindeer.
Ooh, so at the end of the episode, we saw Cassidy get the group date rose on the first group date, and then at the end of the episode, there was a private conversation, which I guess they did not know they were being recorded, where Cassidy told Sierra about a guy she was hooking up with on and off back at home who was like her cuddle buddy. Sierra reveals that information to Clayton, and then Clayton asked Jesse Palmer if anyone's ever taken a rose back before. Gianna, where do we think this is going? Do we think that like he's going to take the rose back? Is Cassidy going to explain herself? How do we think this is going to play out?
I 1000% think he's taking the rose back. Like, I think she's just totally going home. Otherwise, I don't think Clayton would have asked Jesse that question. You know, before he went up to Jesse, he was kind of outside by himself, really thinking. He was in deep thought. He looked flabbergasted over what he was just told about Cassidy. And then for him to ask that question, it seems like he has the intentions of doing it. If Jesse says, yeah, go ahead, you can do whatever you want, I think he's going to do that. Just because, you know, I know like a lot of people, including Cassidy herself, were comparing it to the girl that was engaged that I'm forgetting her name for some reason. She was a star. What's her name again? Sally. Yes, of course. Queen Sally that sent herself home. Clayton was going to give her a rose,
Sally.
even though she was supposed to be getting married. But this is the thing, like Cassidy was full on like hooking up with somebody up until the day she was supposed to leave. We know Sally's timeline's still a little like screwy. We don't know like when she found out she was going on the show versus, we don't know anything. But like Cassidy even said, the guy was like, oh, well, whatever show you're on, we should watch it when you get back. And it's like, how are you gonna make that plan? Like, and then go in there and be like, yeah, I'm gonna get engaged. Like, I just don't get how you can be physically playing. That's the thing. She was playing 2 men at the same time, her side thing and then Clayton. Whereas Sally was like getting a divorce and split from her fiance and then chose to find a new love, what she ultimately couldn't. So that's where it differentiates for me. I think it's totally different. And I would love to see Cassidy go home. So I can't wait.
Yeah, it seems like he kind of has made up his mind that he's going to send her home, but you really never know what will happen in the conversation. I mean, we've seen, the viral Cassidy clips that she posted to her private story, which got leaked all over the internet.
Realize that I am normally being dramatic, but you were gonna give her a rose even though she was engaged last week. Meanwhile, I someone a few months ago and I got sent home. Okay, no, it's cool. No, I get it. I get what we're made of here. I get the stuff that's happening, and go yourself, Clayton Eckert.
So it seems like she is going to be going home. She kind of spoiled the season for herself, but we really don't know how the conversation is going to go. I mean, I don't think Cassidy is the only girl out of the 25 girls that may have been hooking up with someone before the show. So I'm not like completely mad at her. We all know that this is a show about like becoming an influencer, but like also it's just she messed up when she shared that information. I felt like you always have to, you on The Bachelor, you always have to keep your guard up. If you're mic'd, if they're filming, like she really just let her guard down and she shouldn't have shared that. And I don't think it made sense either that she said, oh, she's gonna go back to him after. Like, I don't know why she revealed that to Sierra. Maybe we'll find out next week. So where we're at now is that Cassidy has this group date rose. She's having a great night at the rose ceremony, but Sierra actually decides to give Cassidy the heads up and the warning that she did in fact tell Clayton. And I guess she felt that she had to. I'm not mad at Sierra for telling Clayton. If it happens on camera, Clayton needs to know. It's Clayton's heart on the line. And now Clayton is going to be going to talk to Cassidy. So let's take a look on how this conversation could go.
I'm gonna be honest, I hope she goes home.
What's he gonna do?
I have a rose.
She has a rose. So she feels very, very safe. I mean, this is The Bachelor. I mean, Clayton can take the rose away if he wants to, but it seems like this is now a group conversation. Do you think Cassidy has become the #1 target in the house? I mean, or do we think it could still be Shanae because of the Shanae and Elizabeth fight?
Oh my God. Like, I don't even know at this point. It's like a house divided almost. But everyone seems to be against these two. I want to say
Yeah.
because the Cassidy situation is now a conversation within the whole house, where Shanae's situation was a conversation on with just the girls that were on
Yeah.
that group date. I want to say that Cassidy is now the #1 target, especially since this is happening at a cocktail party. She's taking time away from the girls that still need to talk to Clayton. And now it's going to be this whole thing rather than women getting a chance to, progress their connection. And it's just laughable that she's like, I have an effing rose. It's like, okay, is it glued to your forehead? No, it can be taken away just as easily as it was given to you. So, yeah, I don't even know what this personality is or where she got this from, but dang, I don't like her. I don't like her.
Yeah. She's definitely coming off very obnoxious on the show. I mean, I feel like that's just kind of very apparent, whether it's editing, whether it's the things she's saying, whether she's just having too much fun. It's really not coming across the best on The Bachelor. And I mean, I don't know if we're going to be seeing much of her very much longer, but we're definitely going to see a lot of her on social media, and she's a little bit of a loose cannon, so I would follow her, honestly, if you want the train wreck. I mean, have at it, depending on if you guys want. Gianna says no, but we're going to have to continue on with the episode because we know that we're going to start with this rose ceremony. A few girls are going to go home, and probably Cassidy, and then it's back to more group dates, and the next one is the infamous Baywatch group date, which we've been seeing tease for weeks. So I'm really excited about this one. Let's take a look.
Okay.
This was like the best day
Of her life. Gianna, I am so mad because I live in Los Angeles, and like if I only knew what day they were shooting, like I would have went to this beach and just watched from the uphill. I mean, they're in Malibu, they're in Santa Monica, like they're really not far. Why did I not know about this? Gianna, are you excited for this group date?
Oh, I am so excited. And I feel like, with Shanae still being there, like the claws are most definitely coming out. And I hope they end up coming out again on this group date. I'm like, what what more can she stir up with these women? I mean, we already know that her and Elizabeth aren't getting along. So we'll see like what the what this group date and the rest of the season has in store for her for however long she's going to be staying. But like, of course, they have these women in the bathing suits, like running along the beach. Like, I don't know. I would be in my towel. Like, please don't make me do this. I don't want to be running. So yeah, this is gonna be really interesting. I wonder what they're even gonna be doing because it can't be all like glitz and glamour. There has to be some sort of
Maybe,
twist. So
maybe like volleyball, beach volleyball. They love competitions on the first few group dates, and then it's like the winning
yeah.
team gets extra time with Clayton. So I'm sure we'll see that. I mean, Sierra looks so beautiful. Clayton looks really good too in these red shorts. This is where I started to realize how handsome he was when I saw these teasers. So I'm excited. Do you have a favorite girl? Maybe one of these girls or just in general? Because I haven't talked to you.
Has to be Teddy. I mean, it's everyone is
Teddy.
loving Teddy. I love her. I think she's so sweet. She hasn't spoken a word about any of the drama that's been going on. And I love that for her. Like, I love that she's staying out of it. She's like, I'm just here to date Clayton, and like that's what they're doing. And every time she talks, she's just like so sweet and like she's stunning. All these women are stunning, mind you, but I love Teddy. Like, she's a vibe. She's a whole vibe.
She's one of my favorites as well. I think she's pretty cool, and she's definitely going pretty far. My favorite is actually Gabby, the one that came in with the pillow. She's had a new pillow. I just think she is a star, and she's very flirty and fun. And she seemed, I mean, she just tried to build that dollhouse, and she just wanted to make it a good party. And she just didn't have any help. And she was, doing the screwdriver. It was such a funny scene. So I'm really into Gabby. But let's keep continuing on. Clayton's going to be growing some connections with a few of the girls.
You literally have every single thing that I wrote down that I wanted.
I have so many strong connections here.
Asking if I could fall in.
Okay, so we first saw Rachel, who was the pilot. She also came in with the older woman on night one. I thought Rachel might be getting the one-on-one next week, but this scene very much looks like a one-on-one scene at the Van Gogh Museum, which is all over Los Angeles. It's so fun to watch it since they're going to be filming in Los Angeles the first few weeks, so I know all these places. But this doesn't look like Rachel because I know Rachel has blonde hair. So who do we think this girl is on the one-on-one date?
I mean, it could be her. I'm seeing like light
Maybe.
blonde and like maybe the projections from like the
Okay.
museum are looking like her hair color has changed. Yeah, is that not her? I still don't know
It's
faces
dark.
to names well enough yet, so I don't know who that is. That is somebody. But besides Sarah being on this group date, this little teaser alone had way like more kissing. And I just wanted to say, I feel like Clayton has kissed more women in the last 2 episodes. And like, I need it. I love that Bachelor Data account on Instagram. Like, I'm wondering if they're going to do the amount of times he has kissed somebody this entire
Well,
season.
they have.
compared to
They have.
everybody
Clayton
else.
actually hit the record of he actually hit the record of kissing 5 women on the first night, which is a record of like all time. So Clayton's wasting no
There you
time.
go.
I also kind of think this explains Clayton. I mean, there's a whole viral TikTok thread about everyone Clayton has hooked up with in the past. There's like hundreds of girls who went to college with him in Missouri. So I'm not surprised to see Clayton being a little bit of a playboy, hooking up with all these girls. Like, just because you're the Bachelor doesn't mean you have to kiss literally everyone. But because I remember Juan Pablo, he was very hesitant on who he was kissing because he had a daughter. But Clayton is just having the time of his life. And of course, they're going to edit him to make him look like a Prince Charming. But I mean, Clayton could be the next Pilot P. And I wouldn't be surprised if his season ended off in a way like that, where he was talking to them after the show, because they're just really trying to make him look picture perfect. And I just don't think that he is all of that. But he is going to grow some connections with some of the girls, Rachel, maybe Gabby, Teddy, Serene, Susie, some of the front runners. But there's going to be some drama. And that's why we love The Bachelor so much. And hopefully it's not as dark as this week's episode, but it's going to be coming back. So let's take a first look at what is to come.
In love with Clayton. I feel like we're already there.
It's not fun to know that so many girls are building connections with Clayton.
You're fake, you're two-faced, I'm done.
Ooh, honey.
Talk to yourself about it.
Oh no, it looks like, okay, first of all, before we even get into this, people are already in love with him. Those girls that say they're in love too soon, they go home. Do they not, Gianna?
They totally do. I mean, how can you say that you're in love with him? It's still so early on. It's like there's so many women left, and like if he's kissing everybody, you're not special. If he kisses you, like that's the thing that kissing everybody takes away from. I feel like when
Yeah.
the Bachelor or Bachelorette finally has that like deep kiss, you're like, oh, like this is a strong connection, but he's kissing everyone. So I don't know like who he's vibing with. He's a wild card for me at this point. So yeah, so it's, you know, we always see this season after season, people being like, our connection's so strong, like it's amazing. You know, Cassidy even said, I feel really strong about me and Clayton because like we made out by the pool or whatever. So it's always like the women trying to look at the bright side of things, I guess. But we
Yeah.
do have a lot of tears, which is expected, you know, with this guy. It looks dramatic. You know, we have girls laying on couches.
Yeah.
We have the girls crying on stairs. We have so many tears from these poor women.
Unless it's like a
looking
theater scene, Gianna, where they're like acting and they have to cry and play the part, because we've seen group dates like that before.
oh
It seems like all the women are very emotionally invested very soon. I mean, bring on the
yes.
drama. Now, let's get into this Elizabeth versus Shanae feud, because it seems like it's going to be continuing on next week's episode or the week after. Next week is football, guys. So the week after, we'll have The Bachelor. I mean, we don't know the context, but it just doesn't seem like Shanae is talking very nice to Elizabeth. And she keeps on calling Elizabeth two-faced, and it's just like, I just don't know if I see that, right? Do you think that this is like a two-sided thing where Elizabeth is being, you know, what Shanae's accusing her of? Or do you think Shanae is just kind of bullying Elizabeth?
I think Shanae is a mean girl. I think she's a bully, and I think she is targeting Elizabeth for God only knows why. Elizabeth already explained her side of the story about that one discrepancy of Shanae said that Elizabeth didn't look her in the eye or like involve her in the conversation by the
Yeah.
pool, but Elizabeth then said it's because she has ADHD and it's hard for her to process a million conversations at once. And Elizabeth was like really well spoken during that confrontation where like Shanae like was victimizing herself and like bawling her eyes out over like, you didn't look at me by the pool type of thing. So I'm just like, what is wrong with this girl? Yeah, Team Elizabeth. I don't like Shanae at all. I can't even believe that she's in these previews. I thought she was gonna get sent home, but we gotta have a villain, and it's Shanae, and she's staying, I guess. And I just
It's
think
not
she's
Shanae.
a mean
Shanae is
girl.
not the villain.
Oh,
No,
Shanae
Shanae
Nay.
Nay. Yes. Shanae
Which
Nay
is she
is
should not be
something
naming
else.
herself Shanae Nay, please. Like, go home. Go home. I can't do it.
Oh my God. You know, you're right about Elizabeth being very well spoken. And it did feel like that last episode that Elizabeth was just trying to like find like common grounds with Shanae, and it just like wasn't working. And here's the thing, I do like Shanae and I want to like her. She's making it hard on these episodes. And, you know, I can't get behind her comments with the ADHD last week. And even this scene, I mean, we have to see it play out because I'm here for the drama and I'm here for that like rambunctious energy. But I also feel like Shanae, like, if you want to get involved in drama on this show, pick on someone your own size. Like, Elizabeth is just not someone that's interested in it. She's not the one. Like, she needs to find someone that she can square up with that, like, matches that energy and drama. And I feel like somebody else in the house could be that girl for her, maybe Genevieve. But Elizabeth just seems like a pretty sweet princess that just, like, doesn't know how to deal with confrontation. So I just feel like Shanae's picking with the wrong one. Gianna, I know you do like villains. Do you at least can you at least try and get to understand my side of that, or are you just like so done with Shanae?
I want to understand, and I do, but I can't get behind Shanae at all just because of the way that she's
Yeah.
been treating Elizabeth. Like, I'm all for villains, but like not women bringing down other women and like coming for her mental illness. Like, that is
Yeah,
literally
it's just
like that was
I
like a
can't
below
believe
the
it.
belt type of thing. Like, I that's when I drew the line. So I
Yeah.
am just not here for it. And also, like, no wonder why Shanae and Cassidy are like really close. Like, did you see that scene where Shanae was about to go on her group date and Cassidy was like, oh, like, make sure you do this and make sure you do this. This is how you win. And like, this is how you, they're like, they're perfect for each other. I'm surprised they're not fighting each other. Like, they're equally as crazy. and it makes sense that they're friends, but I'm also like, are they gonna fight? Like, well, Cassidy's going home, but um, yeah, Shanae is no, just it's a no for me.
Well, I don't think they're actually friends anymore. I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm just gonna say that. I don't think that they like each other anymore, but they definitely did for a minute on the show. But I think there's been some drama played out after the show, which
Ooh.
kind of has continued on social media. So we'll kind of have to see, because these girls, they're ready to tell their sides of the story, and I feel like a lot of the girls are more active on social media this season. So I think that if you watch all the stories and the captions, you can kind of pick up on things. But we're just getting to know them, and it's going to be a long season for Shanae. She ain't going anywhere anytime soon. And Shanae is ready to bring the drama. Let's keep watching.
Elizabeth's lying to everyone. Crazy Shanae's gonna come out. She's continuing to have an out for me to ruin my chances with like what we have.
I'm really just struggling right now. I'm not sure.
Huh. It's just, I don't really understand. I don't think Elizabeth has it out for her at all. Like, I think you have it out for Elizabeth. Like, honestly, Shanae, like, Elizabeth is not doing anything that we're seeing. Like, it just doesn't seem like Elizabeth is even fighting you back. So, do we think these tears will work for Clayton?
No, I think Shanae is a narcissist, and people like that love to like victimize themselves. And she's doing exactly that. Like, we've seen, like, she cried when she confronted Elizabeth about whatever she was mad at. And then she's crying in front of Clayton. Like, she loves being a victim. And like, those types of people are the worst. Like, they think the world has it out for them, and it's like all they're making it up in their head. Like, I hope Clayton sees through her. I appreciate the fact that Clayton was talking to, I think he was talking to Elizabeth. Then Shanae told him about Elizabeth. Then he like brought Elizabeth back.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that he's listening to sides of the story. I do think he's gonna get fed up and just be like, someone tell me the truth, because like you girls keep fighting. But like you said, we've seen none of this behavior from Elizabeth. That's why I'm baffled. Like, what did this girl do? Because it was almost like Shanae on the group date literally went up to Clayton and like made up an issue about Elizabeth and was just like, she's really two-faced, like just letting you know.
Yeah,
And that came out of left field.
Yeah, but unless something really is happening in the house, because they don't film 24/7. And I remember last year on The Bachelor, there was this scene between Marilyn and Victoria. And maybe you remember it, but on the show, it really looked like Queen Victoria was bullying Marilyn. But what we found out after is that Marilyn actually like left Victoria's room when they weren't filming, or like made a big room change and made Victoria feel a certain type of way. And then it looked like on the show, Victoria started drama, but it was actually Marilyn who was going back and forth with her, but then putting on this brave face for the cameras. They don't film 24/7. So unless
Yeah.
something is happening behind the scenes where Elizabeth is instigating Shanae, and then Shanae is just bringing it up, then it could make sense. But based on the show, it looks like Shanae is just kind of coming out Elizabeth, and she's just an innocent bystander. So there could be more to the story, but we'll have to kind of see. I mean, I'm obviously being very benefit of the doubt and lenient. I'm watching the same show as everybody else. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. Not that I disagree with what you were saying, Gianna, based on what is shown. But I do think that Elizabeth and Shanae, Clayton is going to get fed up, and he's probably going to send one of them home sooner rather than later, because this is definitely taking over the house. So we have one more clip, and then we'll have to kind of figure out who he's going to send home.
If this is something that I can look past.
I don't feel like I can really like talk to you because I'm just being questioned. Elizabeth.
Coming up in 2 weeks.
That's
Okay,
what
so
I'm
that's our
talking
final
about.
scene. But this is what I think is going to happen. I actually feel like Shanae is going to get away with this with Elizabeth, because she's gloating and she's winning. And this is the dance you make when Elizabeth gets sent home. And I don't read spoilers. I promise you guys, this is my prediction. I think Elizabeth is so triggered and so upset, and maybe she feels gaslit, that she's not going to know how to communicate to Clayton because she's so blindsided, that Clayton might look at Elizabeth like she's the crazy one and send her home. And here we have Shanae, who looks like she's winning. And that's what I think is going to happen next week or in 2 weeks. What do you think is going to happen?
I honestly totally agree with you, because Shanae is doing her victory mean girl dance, which is so mean. I maybe to put a twist on it, I think Elizabeth's gonna send herself home. I feel like she's gonna be so
Ooh.
overwhelmed with Shanae, coming at her day after day after day. And then Clayton, rather than having a conversation to progress their relationship, their conversation is always Clayton being like, what's happening with Shanae? Like, what's happening? And so I think Elizabeth is gonna be
Yeah.
like, so fed up and be like, I didn't come here for like high school drama, like, and you keep questioning me, so I'm just gonna see myself out type of thing. Because she looks, and I want to hug Elizabeth. I feel so bad for her, like genuinely. And Clayton's just like, look at his face, like he's just like, I don't know what to say to you right now. And like,
Yeah.
yeah, I think she's gonna send herself home, and Shanae is gonna win at the end of the day, even though this isn't a game, but she's treating it as such. So,
She's thriving in this confessional here right now. And, Clayton, if he's not getting that information from the producers or the girls, like he only knows what Shanae and Elizabeth are telling him. And in
mhm.
Clayton's mind, as a straight male, he could be like, these two girls are going at it. Who do I like more? That's who I'm going to keep. And, we'll have to kind of see how it plays out. Because it's gonna get really, really messy, and I'm excited for next week's episode. We're gonna have to wait a little bit, but we'll still be talking about The Bachelor here at Shared News. So be sure to subscribe, ring the bell so you never miss out, and leave your predictions in the comments. We want to hear your take on all of these promo clips because we need to hear different perspectives. We all look at these clips differently. That is everything we have for today, guys. So I'm your host, Zachary Reality, joined by Gianna Gravalese. Our social media handles are on the screen right now, so be sure to give us a follow, come say hello. And we do have a new TikTok account at Shared News 4 with a 4 at the end of Shared News. So be sure to check out our TikTok, give us a follow there, and we will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.